Joining us now for the Zambian market update is Charles Mate, who is Managing Director at Stockbrokers Zambia. Good morning to you, Charles. Looking at the market there, Zanaco is perhaps the prominent name. Tell us what they've been doing.
Hi, good morning. Yes, you're absolutely right. Zambia National Commercial Bank, or Zanaco for short, is really what's driving the Lusaka Stock Exchange year to date. Year to date, it is up by 78%, and as it turns out, it has now become the largest market capitalization. It has now become the company with the largest market capitalization on the LUSE when you adjust for free floats and everything else.
Charles, the Zanaco, it's a big increase in that bank's price there, and 80% over the first half. What would explain such a huge increase? I mean, they're obviously doing something right, or is it because it's a relatively small market that investors like something and then, of course, the price moves dramatically?
No, I think it's a case where Zanaco has firmly established itself in the financial services sector, in the banking sector. You will recall that Zanaco listed in 2008 under the privatization program. And before privatization, the bank had been performing very poorly. And post-privatization, we've seen significant restructuring internally, huge reduction in operating costs, but a much more clear strategy in terms of how to position itself in the Zambian banking sector, where they have clearly identified their market segments, focusing on government business, focusing on the SME, focusing on agriculture, and then using technology to introduce a new product called Zapit, which has given them access to something of the order of 400,000 clients. And so now they have a client base of just under 1 million at around 700,000. So they are really doing some good things. And so the performance on the Lusaka Stock Exchange is really as a result of performance internally, cost-wise, as well as profitability.
Well, it's encouraging for the exchange as well as for Zanaco, obviously. Now, we want the exchange to be as active as possible and to be as big as possible, certainly bigger than it is at the moment. And you've got 2 new listings likely before the end of the year.
Yes, I think what you have is a situation where the market has been starved. The last IPO, as I mentioned, was in 2008. So there is significant pent-up demand that has developed since then. And we are now seeing renewed interest, and all going well, we should see 2 listings before the end of the year. But alongside those listings, we're also seeing quite a lot of interest by corporates to raise long-term funding. So we expect to see another 2 to 3 debt issuance programs coming through to raise long-term funding from the domestic capital market.